Most important thing is I will explain one thing on SMD syntax here. Just if you're looking at your file and you need to see why it's not working, if it's not working, this should work, but I'm just giving this additional info because I had to do it in one of my files. Um, you'll see at the beginning of each node, like this is the joint setup and your sword, which you can find here in the outliner. And you can see the whole skeleton here. But look on the SMD file. You'll notice the 000 for the knife parent. You'll notice the 0 at the end of the knife handle. Well, basically it's saying that the handle is parented to the knife parent. That's basically how it works. -1 means it's parented to the world, and you want to make sure that your toy sword, this here, in the outliner that I just selected, is the same number at the end as your knife handle. This, if you use my setup I just used now, you should not have to make any changes to this SMD file. Note also that there's an idle animation. Actually, no, I won't go over that. And here's your model. Basically, all of this is the model. Note the bakesword.tga. You have to use bakesword.btf and bakesword.bmt when you install your skins. Okay, so that's all done. Ooh. Alright, the final step. You need to go to your bin folder. Actually, let's go first to let's go back and grab our files that were created from the MDLD compiler. You want to grab all these files. I drag it all into my model sources folder. I suppose you could do it the other way around. In fact, let me just try it. If it gives an error, I'll just do it in the model sources folder. But basically, we're going to compile the model now. First, though, we have to edit the QC file, which is the instructions that are sent to the compiler. For our QC files, you want to select the program from a list. Again, just use WordPad. It is a text document. The first thing you'll notice is the file location. If you move the QC file, I repeat, if you move the QC file, you must change this. The next thing you need to check is the Model Studio Knife T reference. If you rename export, like your SMD that you exported, to Knife T reference, you should be fine. But just to show that you don't have to do that, you can type in export.smd. That will work. Leave hands alone. Leave these locations alone. You'll notice this is in the new version of MDLD compiler. The hitboxes, don't worry about that. These are comments, don't worry about that. Although I should note that you're using bakedsword.vmt. And the last thing you need to do is, for these sequences, source, if you just import it, if you just compile it now, it's going to be rotated incorrectly. So to fix that, we have to manually do it in here. So go to Edit, Replace, go Find FPS, replace with Snap, rotate -90, and then replace all. Actually, add FPS to the end of that. So let me undo that if I can. Okay, so imagine I didn't mess up there just now. Okay, So find what? FPS, snap, replace with snap rotate -90 FPS. Replace all, there you go. If you had FPS in your file name, just manually edit these last 6 lines. Okay, so, alright, so that's the MDL decompiler, the QC file, I mean. It doesn't matter what the QC file is named, it just has to be a QC file. The last and final step is you want to go, actually there's one more program you need. Actually, you don't need this program specifically, but it's very useful. It'll some time. The program is GUI Studio MDL. It's a user interface to the Studio MDL that the Valve source engine uses. It's just an additional interface. It makes it a lot easier. You don't have to I'm trying to find, there it is. So wonderboy.org. I'm gonna put that other link in the necessary links. Okay, so here it is. You can download it there. I'm not going to actually install it because I have a working version here. This is 2.2, which is the same version that I just downloaded, so you should be fine with it. You want to put it in the source SDK/bin folder. Steam must be running at this point, so go find Steam and open it up. And yes, this is the second time I have run Steam on this partition. Well, may have gotten some lag there. I just want to make sure I'm still recording. Alright, don't worry about this error here. One or both of your SDK tools are not correctly set up, yada yada. What you do, you go to config and set ep1 tools path. It pretty much just gives it to you. Source SDK bin ep1 bin folder. So go to my computer, C drive, program files, Valve. It'll probably be Steam for you. And then Steam, and then Steam apps, Lex, username, sorry. Username, source SDK, bin, ep1, bin. Select that last bin, hit OK. Next thing you do, target mod or game info path. Where it shows Half-Life 2, you want Counter-Strike source because it's the knife model. Go to File, Load QC file. Find your MDL decompiler file, your QC file. In fact, I want to open this to check one more thing. Okay, that's the correct place for it. Okay, open it, and then hit compile. And pray to God.